Hello and welcome to the post-story episode. This one's gonna be a little bit different because there's not actually that much to address. So we just had the city attacked. It actually recovers quite nicely. There are a couple added things, as usual. You've seen the city change around a little. We had the pizza place, we had the no pond move in. If you go up on the roof of the hangar, there's alien skull wreckage. There might be a couple more of those, but I decided to take this episode, and I've had to record it multiple times because the first one I was unhappy with, the second one, Windows shut off my mic, so it was just footage. But I'm going to take you on a stroll through the world, and we're going to go to Calderos from New LA without fast traveling at all. Really, there were only a handful of unvoiced side quests that I had to do since we got in the gecko because it is faster than the tortoise. It's kind of fitting. Here's where we fought the boss. But really only there was a side quest I don't have any footage of a prone woman falling in love with a man, and they got married, and you know, it was that standard, oh, the parent doesn't like it story. Here's the hangar. It's been over here. This is where that guy, I don't want to call him that furry dude, but you know, the Bara furry came in, and I guess this is where we were this is where we were keeping that alien skull. So this is where the explosion and everything happened. It's been here the whole time. I don't know if anybody had a frame of reference. This is that video where we first got our skull. We walked down. This is the area. That was the first trailer in the game ever. And it's like, this is the first area anyone ever saw of this. And it was just called X back then. It wasn't even called Xenoblade. We had a mission where, in the last recap video, I mentioned there was this guy that killed all those Nopon, and he got in like Ava Unit 1, I called it, and I said we kicked his ass. Well, he did get away. We did kick his ass, but he got away. And he came back, and we tried to convince him to not be racist. But there's Armory Alley. There's relations everywhere. There's the Blade Barracks, and now we're gonna head on over to Calderos. But he came back, and we tried to kick his ass. Oh no, sorry. We tried to convince him to not be racist, and then we took him out in one hit by walking behind him and using our scythe. Primordia during the night. There's our giant. That's where we're going. That's where we're going once we get. I think that we should be able to go this way. Yeah. And then there was. Oh yeah, some prone came to us and they were like, "Hey, we really like how humans." Wow, place I haven't discovered. Been fast traveling a bit much now, haven't I? We really like how humans use strategy and not brute force. And there were other prones that were like, no, brute force only. We the big strong aliens. And he was like, no, human, go show other prone that strategy is good. So we went down to a camp, and we were tasked with killing one prone in an enemy prone base, and we snuck up on him in our giant robot and killed him in like 3 seconds. There's that not life hold that we found that one time. Here's a bridge to an upper level island, and we killed him in one hit, and that was the end of the mission. And that was really it. That's all that happened. But I was gonna get some footage in of some of the going after the tyrants, you know, the specially named enemies, and I wanted to get some footage in of just, you know, montage footage of killing them, but it's not great. But I want to get the world, I want to give the world like an episode or two. So here we are leaving Primordia behind. There's Noctilum in the distance there, and over there is not Calderos, that's Oblivia, the big desert area, floating island we haven't got to yet. You may remember I ran across here ages ago, and I didn't want to go directly through, and I jump cut because this was too dangerous to go through, but now that we're in a super fast skell, it's not dangerous at all to travel through. I like the touch that if you're in a skell like this and you walk or run over a human-sized unit, they actually do get run over. Look at this. I think it's hilarious. Here's Sylvium at night. Sylvium, however you pronounce it. I'm not sure. They don't say it too frequently, so I never committed it to memory. We should trigger like a bunch of things flying overhead at about this point. Maybe? No? Sometimes they trigger, sometimes there's like a fleet. Oh, I found an item and completed a mission. Cool. There they are. And there they disappear. But I made this walk up before because I figured it was important. It's like one of the only entrances to this place because of all of its steep walls. It's still a cool entrance every time, even though we get aggroed now that we're in a skell. This place feels constantly dangerous because there's so many high. I don't actually know this place like the back of my hand, because it's just dangerous the whole game, really, to an average player anyway. And like look at these guys that are in the lakes. They are gargantuan. I don't know how big you thought they were when they were far away, but they're this big. And to give that a little more gravity, we're gonna get out of the skell. Look at how big they are. And they're completely friendly. They won't aggro unless you try to attack them. But boy are they huge. And I feel like I've been only around this area every time I'm on this continent. But there's so much to it. Those are mountains, you can get on top of those. This is another mountain you can get on top of. You can get on top of that summit right there. And there's still actually so much more land. Look at this. It just keeps going. But it's not like it's big and empty. There's certain monsters you have to kite around. There's... Because I'm in a skell, I'm going quickly. The pop-in's a little more close. There's this giant sandworm. He's level 74. He will aggro if I get too close to him. On these cliffs, there tend to be a lot of ganglion activity. Sentries and robots. There's all this over there. It's huge. There's that guy. Whoops. And he's just a level 50 regular old nothing. He's harder to outrun because he is so large and fast, but that's fine. What we're gonna finally get to for you, the viewer, is what does the entrance to Calderos look like? Is this a place I've discovered? It is. Cool, I've been here before. But the entrance to Calderos should be... There it is. So it's a gateway. It actually has like a name that's sort of like gateway. It'll appear on the upper right. Yeah, the Calderos threshold. That's where we're at right now. So you come to this point. You can see it on your map on the gamepad. So you know it's here. And Calderos has like a ton of architecture to it, but it's not new architecture. It's all very broken down. I forgot if there is ever any explanation to it. But this is what it looks like when you walk into Calderos for the first time, because it's basically impossible to walk into it from another direction, and it's very scary, and there's a lot of enemies, and they will aggro on you, so you kind of rush through it, and and you're just thrown into this, and it's a big pit, and there's suddenly lava, and you're trying to run from enemies so you don't die, and it keeps happening. So you just keep running until you try and find some kind of safe spot. There's this thing, this terrifying thing right here. And then right over here is a little no-pond camp. Cavern Caravan, oh my god. So this is kind of a safe spot, but like immediately outside of the crater it's not safe anymore. Lava was... is that a door? Is that a door? Lava was a problem when we were here initially, but it's not anymore because we're in a skell. Oh, that's just white rail wreckage. Let's grab it while we're here. Anyway. I actually haven't explored too much of Calderos, even with the guide, because it is too dangerous. And now that we're actually on this bottom level with the lava, there's not really many ways out of it. There's danger everywhere. There is no difference between day and night. You see it just turn morning, but no effect happened because the sky is full of black smoke because of all the lava. There's a big... is that the Ganglion main base? So in my previous recording, I actually saw that in the sky in Sylvalum. So I guess it moves around. I only think it's their main base because we saw it in a cutscene once. But this is Calderos, and now you've been from NLA straight to Calderos, and you have an idea of how incredibly massive the world is. We crossed it fairly quickly, but we crossed it in a skell, glossing over all the details, and we know because of my insane rambling in that one episode, a couple episodes back, where I was talking about how they care about details down to, oh, this is gonna be fun to walk through. Hope they don't all aggro on me. They care about trash on the ground back home. It's so big. It's so big, and there's so much stuff. And they have, you know, there's the Cavern Caravan. Why do I keep calling it Cavern? I guess it's because I'm thinking about talking too much. But really the farthest I've been is if you take this upper level. I got to a door, and then I just took a hard pass.
What? They've seen us.
Okay. Oh wait, this is like... this is real... it's hard. It's hard to traverse, even in a skell. But this is Calderos. It is full of whatever all this is. I can't tell what's ancient and what's ganglion. It's all... because like this is wrecked. That's super wrecked. So that can't be ganglion. But these floating things here, I guess those are. There's a lot to learn, or not, because it might be too dangerous to learn. But that's a little tour of Mira with that billowing black smoke in the distance. And we can only really... trust me, when the guide had me... like... the guide had me look at this place on foot first, and it was a colossal nightmare. It actually had me go through an area kind of nearby that... like, you think this looks dangerous? We need to go... south, I believe. It's like you think the lava and the black nothingness is bad. Let's, where is it? Where is what I'm looking for? Luckily, climbing, like I said before in another episode, is still totally a thing. We're gonna do a little exploration here, because there's one more place of Calderos I'd like to show you that I can get to. It's around here somewhere. I've just actually completely forgot, because as much as I said I didn't know, yeah, here we go. It's this pit back here. I don't know what exactly this is, but it's an instant, like, it takes away your health so rapidly if you're not in a skull that it's basically an instant death. And also, is that thing, I don't know if that thing's not targetable by me, but I'm pretty sure it also totally is. It's probably like a level, you know what? Safety save. Let's figure out if that thing aggroes and if it does, what level it is. But it's this big toxic pit, and that's what it is. It's a huge toxic pit, and the enemies in it, level 22, level 27, level 29. But what are you? Are you alive? Or are you just a set piece? No! Well, it launches us, so it is alive. But we also can't target it? Look at this deadly poison. We can. It's possible that... Okay. So it launches us. Maybe it's not even targetable. I don't know. But it is super dangerous. This place is a nightmare hellhole. And jumping to this, to get this point earlier, it had me jump to this on foot. That was ridiculous. It should have waited for now. What about you? Okay, that one's level 55. And they fly. And it flies. And it flies. Oh my god.
Somebody heal me up.
It blew up the spider in one hit. And that's just the baby one.
Skill can't take much more.
There's another big one.
One more hit.
What level are you?
Ha.
57.
Numbers won't help you. Damn it.
And that's Calderos for you. See you next episode. It'll be a normal one. Hopefully you have a better idea of what Mira is now, because that's something I think this LP has lacked. Maybe this was a boring one, but, you know, whatever. You could have just skipped it. Too bad you didn't. Bye.